guys play husband and wife, Reggie and Missy. What was your initial reaction when you first read the script?
For me, when I read the script, I loved it. I loved the character. I loved this relationship. It was just a matter of how can I get in this room. That's really what it was for me.
Oh, I loved it. I didn't get to read the script initially. Sometimes as actors, you just kind of get the size that they want you to audition with. But even from that, I think it was maybe 2 scenes. May have just been 1. And actually it was 2. I loved them both and was biting at the bit to get the full script. When I got the full script, I was like, I got to find a way to be in this. Yeah.
And how did you prepare for the chemistry?
I
waved
in the lobby, said how she introduced herself. I said hey, and then I went back to the room. And,
I don't even remember that part. It's such a stressful day. He was already cast, so he's like, hey, how you doing? He's shaking hands.
But here's the thing.
He's
I
relaxed.
also know that just because they said I got that was the first time they saw me in the room. They hired me off of a Skype. So so I was still under the gun. I hadn't signed one piece of paper, so there was still that thing of this could still go. And I knew they were, so I still had to be on point. I didn't have any, so no.
Well, I was very stressed. I was sitting there with a bunch of other Missy potentials, and it's just the audition process. But yeah, you can't really create chemistry or prepare for it. I think we're just really lucky. You get those moments when you work with certain actors where you're like, we just get along and it flows and you trust one another. You build a trust that comes later in the process when you realize, okay, this person isn't going to let me fall. If I try to play and try something new in the scene, they're going to go with me and they can trust that I'll be there for them. And that just relationship just grows that obviously I think you guys see.
Right, you definitely do see that. And in the show, you play Cam's agent and manager, but you're also his cousin. So how do you balance what's best for family and then what's best for business?
Reggie, business trumps family. And so as a result, he has to make difficult decisions that, the family doesn't always like, but we've seen that in the first and second season. But, it's a tricky balance, but what's happened is Cam has matured, too, over the course of the 3 seasons. And so, Reggie doesn't have to make nearly as many difficult decisions because now Cam is starting to understand his worth. He's starting to understand his legacy. And so now Reggie, I'm not going to say he's in cruise control, but he is now starting to focus on other things as opposed to what Cam is buying today and where is he throwing money. Is he giving money to this person, that person? He's not really doing that right now. He's really matured over the course of the first 2 seasons, and you'll see him continue to mature as we get into the 3rd season.
Right, and you are his support system in the show. How important is that role to you? You're like his go-to person. So
yeah, I think the relationship that Missy and Reggie has is vital to who Reggie is as a person, who Missy is as a person, who Reggie is to the family. And I also just think it's really important and special that this relationship is on television. Having a black couple who's in love, who are successful, who are supportive of one another, seeing us portrayed in that light is so necessary, and we don't have that on television. And I just love that you really get to see these 2 human beings live through some very shitty moments and some very great moments, but at the end of the day they're there for one another. And it's a beautiful thing to be a part of, and even when we get to watch it back to see.
I like his trust. I think it's also great. I just want to add, I think it's great. What you also don't see is how he confides in his wife as it pertains to his business. Even when we go back to first season, she looked over a very important deal, and now you'll even see her grow in season 3, working as Cam's media consultant. So I love that he needs her in so many different ways, and he relies on her, which is something you don't see often as well. So.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to season 3.
Get ready.
Turn up.
Come on now.